If sitting were a sport, how well do you perform? Our posture matters in sitting, standing, and lying down positions, whether we're doing our sports, our workouts, or working at our desks. So I have a wobble stool, which is an ergonomic stool that actually moves when I'm sitting on it so that it helps me sit well. So sitting well, whether you're on a chair, sitting on a stability ball, or a bench, however you sit at your desk, try to get yourself into a position where you're in a neutral pelvic position. So what does that mean? You've got your two sit bones well balanced on the chair, almost as though you want to roll the pelvis forward to feel the hamstrings in contact with the surface that you're sitting on. And that gives you a little bit of an arch in your lower back. The shoulders are rolled down and back so that we're sitting tall. Imagine that there's a string at the top of your head lifting you upwards. And so that just helps release any unnecessary tension through the shoulders and the upper back and the hips. But let's face it, we forget sometimes to sit well, and it's easy to get into a posterior tilt with the lower back rounded and even the shoulders rounded forward and then the head jutted out, which puts more pressure on the neck and also more compression into the lower back, leaving us feeling a little more tired and maybe achy at the end of the day or at the end of any sitting session. All right, so what we can do is a posture interrupt during the day, a couple times in the morning, a couple times in the afternoon if you are sitting at a desk. Do it with me now. Stand up. And just check in for a moment before I show you this exercise that you'll just do for 1 minute. Just a 1 minute posture interrupt to reawaken your postural muscles. Stand tall with your feet about hip distance apart, shoulders down, arms alongside of your body. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and just tune into how your body feels. And direct your attention to your feet. Do you feel more balance on your right foot or your left foot? Maybe on the balls of the feet or the heels. And sometimes we might have weight on the ball of one foot but the heel on the other. So just kind of check in. Once you checked in with your feet, sense how your pelvis and your hips are feeling. How about your spine, your shoulders? So you're just simply noticing. We're kind of doing a bit of an inventory. Now let's do a posture interrupt. And I'm doing this before and after because I know that you'll feel a difference after you do this, even with just 1 minute. Now you can use a block or you don't have to. You can try both. Turn the toes pigeon-toed, so inwards, and I'm just hugging the block between my knees. So this will give you that natural anterior tilt of the pelvis that I was talking about when you're sitting. So it kind of puts you in that position and awakens your back muscles. All right, we want to squeeze the quadriceps. We're lifting the quads up away from the knees. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Open the elbows nice and wide so that you feel the shoulder blades retract. They come together and you're activating your upper back and postural muscles. So take a few breaths. We're going to stay here for 1 minute. We're rooting down through the feet, evenly on the right and the left, squeezing those quadriceps. Hugging the block sometimes helps. You're relaxing your glutes, your butt muscles, and your belly. So let the breath descend into your abdomen. And so keep growing tall. Press your head gently into your hands. There's no strain in the neck, but we're opening those elbows back as much as we can. And those are muscles that get weak and overstretched when we sit in a forward rounded posture. So this also opens up through the pecs and the front part of your chest, which are areas that get sometimes tight and overly worked or overly contracted. So again, you can try this without the block too. So if I remove it, I'm doing the same thing. I'm hugging my quadriceps up. It's almost as though I'm squeezing my feet towards one another, and that helps me get the quads engaged. You might want to try that too, but your bum and your belly are relaxed. Let's take a few more deep breaths. This is your posture interrupt for the day. You can try this a couple times in the morning. I'll usually do it right before I sit down at my desk. And a mid-morning break, and then later mid-afternoon too is usually a good time to do it when I find my posture starts to slump. So take another deep breath and then release. Give your body a little shake and do that posture check one more time. Bring your feet parallel, hip distance apart, arms alongside of your body. Close your eyes. And what's different? What feels different in your feet compared to when you tested before doing the posture exercise? How about your breath or the openness that you might feel through the chest? more energy through the back and the spine, or even more alertness or seeing things different. So that's your energy break for the day. Notice that if our sitting is actually a sport, how well are you performing? Pay attention to how you're sitting when you're working at your desk. So we all are using technology these days, so we do find ourselves sitting. So the better we sit, the better we'll feel. Enjoy. See you next time.